All right, we've got the biggest over-under on the week between the Buffalo Bills and the Arizona Cardinals. This is going to be the game that most people are going to be calling the chalk game for DFS between Josh Allen and Kyler Murray. Arguably going to be the number 1 or 2 quarterback, however you want to split it across the board in terms of rankings this week across all fantasy sites. Should be a pretty fun game. 56.5 point over-under. The spread was actually even earlier in the week. The Cardinals have now moved the line, and they are favored to win this one by 2.5 points at home. I kind of agree with that, but I do think it could be competitive. Either team could end up walking away with this one, but with the way that the Bills defense has been playing and the way that the Dolphins were able to shut down Deandre Hopkins last week, that could be a little bit concerning for Hopkins again. Looks like he'll probably draw Tre'Davious White and have him shadow him for the whole game. But I'm hoping that Hopkins is able to rebound from a poor showing last week. That would be my only concern in terms of playing people in this game. We're pretty much starting everyone else. Bills allowing the 8th most points to running backs, the 10th most to tight ends. Who cares? 18th most to quarterbacks, whereas the Cardinals, they've had a pretty decent defense. But again, this is going to be an offensive show is what we're expecting. Vegas is expecting it. Makes sense based on the plethora of talent for both of these offenses here. So Josh Allen going to be a great start again this week. And I know I said last week that it was going to be the time to trade him, but I think you can probably go one more week, wait until right before that trade deadline to deal Josh Allen. Should be another very strong performance here. Let him go after you see 2 huge performances and then trade him away before his schedule gets really tight. Zack Moss has looked better than Devin Singletary over the past couple weeks. So I think Zack Moss should be the guy that's in your lineup if you're playing anyone on the running game for the Bills. Stefon Diggs is an every week start, and John Brown has been the true linchpin for Josh Allen. When Brown is in, Allen is good. When Brown is hurt or not on the field, Allen looks a bit lost. So Brown does a lot for this offense that he doesn't get a lot of credit for. And with Brown back, hopefully fully healthy again. I know he missed a few days of practice earlier, but doesn't look like he's going to be limited at all heading into this weekend. As long as John Brown plays, I think you can play him and the rest of the Bills offense. Now, with Brown back, I'm not as confident in any of the other guys, Beasley, Davis, or even McKenzie. Probably 1 or 2 of them will have a chance at scoring a touchdown. Maybe they have a decent game. But unless you're playing DFS and trying to get bottom barrel prices, I'm not going to be taking any risks there with any of the other receivers. And Devin Singletary is someone that at this point that hopefully you don't need to start. He's just been way too inconsistent for my tastes. On the Cardinals side, we're playing Kyler Murray every single week. He's been the most consistent quarterback in the entire NFL and should continue to do so this week against the less than stellar Bills defense up to this point. Now, the real question here, I don't have Kenyon Drake listed. I think he will be out. They're saying he's a true game time decision. I don't see why they would rush him back. Now, Edmonds was a bit disappointing against a surging Miami Dolphins defense last week. Look for him to actually have a pretty good game here against the Bills. As we mentioned already, Deandre Hopkins could be in for a Tre'Davious White shadow game, which makes the play for Christian Kirk a lot stronger. Although I do think Deandre Hopkins, there's no way you're ever going to bench him. You know, if he ends up having a bad game, you take it in stride and you keep starting Deandre Hopkins every week. And Christian Kirk, like I said, has a lot of upside this week. I'd definitely be pretty excited to start him. Not looking at anyone else here for the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals win this game. Should be decently close, but I got the Cardinals winning 34-28.